Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Veteran and Rookie podcast. And once again, similar to last week's episode, we're still trying to figure out audio and how to get our mics to work. It's less so our mics and more of the soundboard that we're using. We're having some issues with that. The audio is really fuzzy still, and so unfortunately, once again, we're going to have to be using the camera audio for this episode. Hopefully this is something we'll be able to figure out soon. Sorry about that, but again, hopefully it's something we'll figure out soon and actually be able to make a solid podcast. But regardless of that, enjoy our 2022 NFL season predictions. I think 3 times makes it a tradition. Once again, opening the Pepsi on the podcast. Welcome back to the Rookie and the Veteran podcast. I am the veteran, Benea.
And I'm Big Thunderbolt.
The Rookie.
Yes, sir.
This is a football podcast because there weren't enough of them out there, and so we really decided to fill that void.
Yeah.
So last week we broke down our top 33 ranked quarterbacks in the NFL, or at least we ranked all the starting quarterbacks and Jimmy Garoppolo. If you want to go check that out, it is out there somewhere to be checked out. Last episode.
Yeah, probably on the channel that you're watching this on or listening to on Spotify or Apple Music. Or
just go above or below this one or right next to it. It's probably there, and you can see it, and you can leave a hate comment about how we ranked your favorite quarterback, number 28 or something.
Bummer.
Still can't believe you have Brady at like 20.
I know, right? Go
Sad.
check it out, but that's last episode. This episode,
You had Aaron Rodgers at 17. What
okay,
the
I
heck?
don't want to hear about it. I already explained it on the podcast. You can go look at that.
Why was Jared Goff your number one quarterback?
Spoilers, Banana. Come on.
Anyway, we decided that wasn't enough predictions. That wasn't enough hype for this upcoming NFL season. And so we're going to do the full-blown record predictions and way too early August Super Bowl predictions.
Yeah, I'm very confident in mine, and I believe that down to one game, everything will be right.
Which one do you think is going to be wrong?
I don't think it's going to be wrong. I think it has potential to be wrong. It's the second game in between the Bears and the Lions. And I think it could go either way, but I think I had the Bears winning that. So, I mean...
But other than that, you're pretty
100%,
pretty confident in that. You just weren't sure if maybe the Lions would pull off an upset there or not.
100%.
All right, well...
imagine a Braga in every single game.
that'd be really tough.
That'd be really tough. But
I'd imagine you have a team like the Bills doing good, and that means they have to win like 3 games or something like that.
It was less than...
They'd have to go winless.
Yeah. I had them like doing 8 ties.
All right, well, John's apparently pretty high on the Bills, but rightfully so, I would say.
They're good. They're a good team. They're the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and it's kind of odd seeing, a team ranked number 1 that isn't the team who won the Super Bowl. Like normally, you put a little bit of respect on whoever just won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Like they're the number 1 team until they're not. But no, people since February have been just high on Buffalo, and see if the hype pays off.
Well, that's just because I think the Buffalo game that they lost in the
playoffs against
playoffs
Kansas City
was such a good game.
Your favorite game of all time.
The only game I've watched that I've literally been like on the edge of my seat, been like, no, dude.
Pissing your pants and everything.
I was wet with pee.
Mm-hmm.
And I was I was playing For Honor. I was playing a video game, and I was in the middle of a match. And I freaking stopped my match to look at this game. And I was like,
that's saying a lot for a rookie.
I know. I didn't even, because I was watching it off the side. I was like, this is going to be a good game. I really hope the Bills win. I thought they were going to. And spoiler alert.
I thought they were going to when they scored and took the lead with 13 seconds left in the game.
The fastest drive in history.
Right.
After the Bills had just had the perfect drive in history the game before. The only one, right?
Yeah, the only game in NFL history where I think it was like they scored on every drive or they scored a touchdown on every drive. It was something like that.
I think that it was a score at touchdown every drive.
Yeah, other than, I don't know if that probably didn't include like the end of the first half or something like that, but it might have. I don't remember.
I think they did.
It was impressive.
It was really...
in the playoffs, no less. You think that would have come against like a really bad team or something, but no, it was against the playoff team.
Well, it was against Mac Jones, so
Playoff team.
Yeah, but Mac Jones
also doesn't play defense, so that's more of a defensive problem.
Yeah, but he didn't score on every run.
No, he didn't.
So, his fault. Also, I think the Bills could have won the Super Bowl if they didn't lose to Kansas. Because Kansas lost to
Cincinnati, who lost to LA.
Oh, it was so good. That was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised Cincinnati made it that far.
I think everybody was.
And it was awesome, too. I'm glad that they made it that far. But I like that the Rams won.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people retired off the Rams, and a lot of people left the Rams, didn't they?
I think the biggest name was like Andrew Whitworth.
That was a defensive line, right? Or no,
offensive line.
The big bald dude.
And, yeah. I mean, they lost Odell, but then they replaced him with arguably a better receiver, so...
Okay. Dude, I am not in a fantasy league yet, so I went and joined a... This is kind of off topic, but I went and joined a random one with random people.
Yeah, I saw you invited me to it, and then for whatever reason, my app kept telling me that it was not available for Android in Canada, so it wouldn't let me join. And so I was like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, I was wondering, because we had one spot left for a while, and then it wouldn't fill up, and I was like, it filled up, I was like, oh, but and then it wasn't.
No, I tried like 3 or 4 times, and it wasn't.
Oh. But I accidentally drafted Odell Beckham.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but
he's not going to play till November.
That's all right, because I was like 150th. It was my 150th like pick.
Okay, yeah, he was pretty late.
So I've got him over some bum who is like a bench warmer. And I got Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. I have all 3 of them.
Why?
I don't know. Because everybody took the good receivers and running backs. I was like, dang, okay.
So you're like, I'm going to take all the good quarterbacks, even though they won't be helping me. At least the people I'm going against won't.
Well, but what I'm thinking, since these guys are rookies, kind of, I'm going to trade probably Aaron Rodgers for Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, are you going to be against a bunch of just like nobodies?
I don't know if they're good or not. They kind of just pick the ones on the top.
Find out when you try to trade a kicker for Cooper Kupp, and then
I get like Cooper Kupp and like Aaron Donald and all these people just for one kicker.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have kickers in my league.
Oh, okay.
Or defense.
Really? It's all offense.
Yeah, you have quarterback, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. Kind of weird, and 9 bench spots.
So you're gonna have a lot of guys going in and out.
Yeah. So I mean, so that's my off-topic rant for the day. We will talk about our fantasy leagues every once in a while on here because we have.
Because we're in them.
Yes, because we have some.
And they're so exciting, especially to the people who aren't in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they really enjoy that. Well, do you have any other further rants or comments or concerns before we hop on into the predictions and piss everybody off, probably?
Just the fact that the guy who has Jonathan Taylor also drafted Tua Tagovailoa, like 8th pick. Overall.
What? No.
Yeah. So I'm kind of upset. I'm going to try and...
That kind of just neutralizes Jonathan Taylor, doesn't it?
Yeah. Tua's going to be throwing like negative points. So that's going to be fun. Anyway. Yeah, I have all my stuff on Benea's phone. Can I see your pictures, Benea?
I
found them.
I gave them to you like that.
Oh my goodness, this is insane. All right, guys. So we predicted every game in the NFL.
I predicted every score.
I didn't do that because it took a long time and I didn't feel...
Playoffpredictors.com, I think, is what it is. I wish they paid me. I spend way too much time on that website.
It's a cool website. Shout out to you.
Shout out to you,
guy, whoever made it.
Man.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my favorite websites on the entire internet.com.
So I actually have all of my teams here with all their scores. So we can go from bottom to top to see what the scores are.
What do you mean
overall?
Scores?
Like how many games they won and lost.
Oh yeah, the records. We'll probably go by division.
Okay.
Do you have it by division or do you have it by conference?
I have it by overall, so I have everybody.
Okay, you should be able to sort that by division, right?
I think so. So it'd be all these different colors, right? Like so great.
No, because you just have it going from bottom to top. Whatever, that's okay. We'll figure it out.
I think I have a division. Anyway, sorry. Keep going.
So, do we... I think we can just hop on into it. I don't know.
We're taking so much time. Anyway,
we're taking our sweet time with this.
So my two bottom teams, to nobody's surprise, were the Bears and the Lions, and I had both of them going with a 2-15 record.
Oh wow!
So that is not good. Last year they went with a 3-14.
Yeah, Detroit. You think Detroit's getting worse?
I don't think they're getting better. And apparently I think they're getting worse. I did not really realize that they were going to be that bad. But apparently they are.
That's kind of the fun when you pick it game by game, though, is you're like, oh, I didn't know I thought that, but apparently I do. Or you have to go back through and repick some games. I mean, it's one or the other.
I did not go back.
Typically, I like not repicking games because then you're almost like making them win games that you didn't think they'd win because you think they'd have a better record than they do.
Yeah. So I stuck with what I had. And that's my bottom guys.
So I guess we're starting in the NFC North. So I also had the Bears and the Lions as the bottom half of teams in that division, but I had Chicago finishing 3-14.
Okay.
So very similar to you. I have Detroit taking a jump up. I think they're better. Maybe it's just because they're on Hard Knocks right now, and there's a lot of, I don't know if I'd call it hype around the Lions, but they're a fun team, even if they're not a good team.
Yeah, their TikTok is good.
Best TikTok in all sports.
Really, it is a good TikTok. It's just
Them and the Bills are up there.
Sucks that they have a bad team.
Yeah. I have the Lions finishing 7-10 though.
7?
7 wins for Detroit.
They're gonna go up by 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they will. The way I picked the games at one point, like by mid-season, they had like 5 wins or something. It was like they would make the playoffs if they started now. But unfortunately for them, the playoffs don't start mid-season and they kind of fall off at the end of the year. Run out of gas. But, I kind of like what Detroit's doing right now. And, Jared Goff is a very solid quarterback. You can find out where I rank him. It's not number 1. Just because I had him all the way down at 3 does not mean...
I think he's better than that.
Whatever. Anyway, I think Goff is a very solid quarterback, and, he proved that last year, even without Sean McVay whispering in his ear.
What?
No, that was kind of like the narrative with him when he was with the Rams. Is like he was only really good because his coach was good.
Oh, shoot. So Matt Stafford left the...
He was on the Lions.
And they kind of switched.
Yeah, they were literally traded for each other.
That's crazy.
Except the Rams had to send over a couple of first-round picks, too, because Stafford is a much better quarterback. And also, Goff had a fat contract that they wanted to get rid of. And they said, we'll send you an extra couple picks if you'll take his salary.
Fair enough.
Detroit was like, fine.
Where'd you have the Vikings and the Green Bay Packers?
Oh, the Vikings and Packers. I have the Vikings finishing with a 9-8 record, and that's enough to get themselves a wild card spot in the NFC.
Ooh, wild card.
I don't think the Vikings are that good of a team, but I also don't think the NFC is that good of a conference. And as you'll see, I think that comes to allow some mediocre teams to squeeze into the playoffs. And so the Vikings are one of them at 9-8.
Yeah, I apparently think they're a better team than you do.
Oh no, what do you have
them at 11-6.
Oh wow. I could see that happening though, because they brought in the Rams offensive coordinator to be their head coach, and maybe that turns them around. I mean, they got one of the best wide receivers and one of the best running backs in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a very solid quarterback.
Justin Jefferson is a receiver, right?
Yeah, he's crazy. He's like not in an Antonio Brown way, but like crazy like on the field.
Antonio Brown was really good.
He's crazy on the field, but also off the field, and so that kind of ruined his
my favorite play from him. Just like running up and just boot to face kicker to the ground on his kick return.
Oh yeah, against the Browns on his kick return, just kicking him in the helmet.
Bro, it wasn't even a kick. It was like he planted his foot and then it followed him to the ground.
Yeah, he kind of stomped him into the ground.
And everyone was kind of just like what?
Yeah. But I mean that's what the Steelers have done to the Browns for the last 2 decades or so.
I'm okay with that.
That's very much representative of that.
Yeah, I think they could do good. But
So where do you got the Green Bay Packers then?
Green Bay Packers surprisingly only got one more win with 12-5.
12-5. All right.
They went 13-4 last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I have them with the exact same record of 12-5. I think pulling off 13-win seasons for 4 years in a row. I mean, that's real tough to do. It's real tough to do it one time, much less 3 times in a row like they have. They can't keep getting 13 wins, though. They either got to get 12 or 14 this year. And, 14 would be cool, but I went with 12.
Yeah, I think if they get 14, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be the MVP again.
3-time MVP. That would time with Peyton Manning, 5 MVPs.
Peyton Manning had 5?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dang, okay, frick. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to...
Greatest regular season quarterback ever.
Including Brady?
Yeah.
Really?
Brady's the best postseason quarterback, though, so...
Well, I mean, I guess that matters more.
Brady he's got 3 MVPs.
Oh, what
So
a loser.
5. I know, right? Manning also has 55 touchdowns in a regular season, so...
Jeez, I didn't know that.
And 5,500 yards to go along with that same season. 2013 was wild. They put up 8 points in the Super Bowl. Yeah, you can see I got a board of all the Super Bowls going up to the Chiefs Niners. So hanging on my wall. It's kind of covered up by the Christmas lights there, but you see the Seahawks.
Oh my goodness.
43-8.
That's the funniest thing ever.
55 regular. That's why you have to say regular season quarterback with Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's
those like 2 to 3 games he played in the playoffs just not there.
Better than Aaron Rodgers though.
Probably. I mean, yeah, he's got 2 Super Bowls to Rodgers. One, granted, the second one his corpse was basically drug into it, but
he still won.
He did still win.
All right, let's go to the.
Let's look in the NFC. Which division?
Let's go south.
Let's go to the south. All right. So who do you got as your bottom team in the south?
My bottom team in the south, I think. Give me a second here. I think it's the Falcons.
Wow, what's their record?
The Falcons are 3-14.
Yeah, I can see it. I got them going 4-13, so I'm right there with you. They traded their best quarterback. I mean, that they've ever had in franchise history, but it makes sense. He probably wants to, win football games, and that's a tough thing to do in Atlanta right now.
Yes.
Their best wide receiver is out because he lost $10,000 or whatever it was gambling on his own team
when he was not even playing.
When he was depressed in the offseason or whatever.
Yeah,
and things just aren't looking great. I mean, Kyle Pitts is incredible. And they got that defense. They got Troy Anderson on there. But, I think it will take a few years before Atlanta, sniffs the playoffs.
Yeah.
You liked how I said it last time.
I did like that. I actually, besides them, I have their whole division doing above bad.
Above 500?
No, like better than poor.
Okay, so like winning 6 or more games.
Yeah, because I have the Saints here winning 7 and then losing 10. Okay. And then I have the, what are those?
Panthers?
Those are the guys. I have the Panthers winning 8 and 9.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
I can see both of those. I think I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I'm right.
1 year watching football.
I'm right in that ballpark there. Just switch them around. I have the Panthers going 7 and 10. I have the Saints going 8 and 9.
Oh, exactly switched.
Yes, exactly switched. I think I like what you got Jameis Winston coming back from his torn ACL last year. That's the Saints quarterback. And I've always been a big Baker Mayfield fan, and he's in Carolina now, but tough situation for him. Not the best team in general, not the best coaching and whatnot, but I think he'll be an improvement for them. But at 8 and 9, I do have the Saints making the playoffs as a wild card team, even though they have a losing record.
I have the Panthers making the wild card.
At 8 and 9.
8 and 9, yeah.
Like I said with the Vikings, the NFC is so weak. That's going to allow for some of these bad teams to make it in.
Mediocre. The bad teams are still...
And then get blown out by whoever the 2 seed is.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. I mean, the Panthers do have Christian McCaffrey, right?
In theory.
In theory. So for those first 5 games that they win, They're going to have Christian McCaffrey. Then he's going to be hurt for the rest of the season.
I mean, maybe if he gets hurt at the right time, he comes back for those playoffs.
Hey, maybe.
He's got to time his injury.
He really has to, yeah. Or just make it not that bad.
Or he just sits out till like the playoffs.
If he gets a minor injury, like maybe like a broken wrist or something, minor. If he gets a broken wrist or something that can recover by that time, if they time
broken collarbone and
and then he wouldn't break like his heart or neck or something. Yeah, so
already broke his heart. So I'm sorry, Christian.
All right. Let's keep moving on.
All right, and then of course the Bucs.
Who do you have the Bucs sitting at?
13-4, grabbing the 1 seed and a first round bye.
That's insane because, and I didn't mean to do this, but they are 16-1.
Oh, baby!
Which there's no way that's happening.
Tom Brady becoming the second quarterback to win 16 games in the regular season.
Was that Peyton Manning?
No, Tom Brady also did that in 2007.
Is he the only one?
Yeah, 16-0.
Dang.
Now 16-1. I think that's definitely possible. I feel like I might have the Bucs a little bit high, honestly. They lost 3 linemen to free agency or retirement. I know they had one guy retire. I know one guy's in Cincinnati now. I feel like they lost another one, and I know they lost Ryan Jensen, their center, for the whole year due to injury.
And Antonio Brown's definitely not going to be there.
Oh no, but they got Julio Jones. So,
do you remember the stats last year for when Antonio Brown didn't play games? So they had won like 5 out of 5 when he was on the roster, and then they won like 1 out of 3 when he wasn't playing. So, I mean, if they have Julio Jones,
I mean, Antonio Brown's a really good third receiver to have on your team.
Ridiculous,
because that's what he was doing now. That's what Julio Jones is going to be doing. So I mean, like. I feel like they aren't really going to miss a beat, assuming Julio can stay on the field. He's dealt with a lot of injuries the last couple of years, but, I mean, Julio is like that number 3 wide receiver. He's still got the talent. He's still, really physically gifted, and I could see him getting, 800 yards and 5 touchdowns or something like that as a number 3 guy there.
That's a really good number 3.
That's a pretty good number 3 to have. So yeah, I'm assuming the Bucs are the 1 seed, unless you have like the Packers going undefeated or something.
No,
well, I know you don't have the Packers going to, unless you have the Seahawks going undefeated.
Stop. No, the only other the only other team that could potentially do it is the Rams, and I don't see them doing that.
Speaking of the Rams, I guess we can just mosey our way over to their division, the NFC West.
I was going to go east, but we can go west.
We'll go west first, and then we'll go across the country. Who you got as bottom dwellers there?
Bottom dwellers, I got the Seahawks.
Ooh, tough sitch there
4
for
and
Seattle.
13.
Again, very similar, 3 and 14 for me. So, I would not be surprised if in this next April they have the first overall pick in the draft after winning 3 or even less games. That is an abysmal quarterback competition they've got going on right now. Geno Smith and Drew Lock, or as you like to call him, Geno Smith, or whatever you called him in that last episode. I can't believe you had him as your 3rd quarterback.
I know.
But yeah, Seattle's offense isn't good and their defense isn't good, so that's a good recipe for losing football games.
Sure is.
And like I think most of the games I have them winning would be like considered upsets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tough situation for Seattle. A big fall from grace after losing Russell Wilson. But he got finishing second.
I have the Niners.
Ooh, what's their record?
They're 8-9.
8-9. So you think it might be a little bit of a bumpy road moving on from Jimmy G to Trey Lance, or
I don't know.
That's just where you have them.
I just have them there because they were playing better teams. Honestly, they were. When I was picking, I don't know if they actually are going to be, but like when they were playing better teams, and I was like, yeah, they're probably going to lose that.
Yeah,
I could just imagine a little toddler just running along.
You're thinking of Kyler Murray.
Is Kyler Murray?
He's on the Cardinals.
Okay, I was thinking of the wrong guy the whole time. maybe they don't go.
You had them going 8-9 because you thought they had Kyler Murray on the roster.
Cardinals, yeah.
Cardinals. Are you talking about the Cardinals or the Niners?
Oh, frick, I'm talking about the Cardinals.
You said the Niners.
Oh! I was looking at both of them. They're both 8-9.
Oh, okay. Well, so that doesn't really change anything.
Oh, no, but the Cardinals are 9-8.
9-8. All right, so
My
they're
fault.
both around 500.
I was getting confused because I was looking at the NFC East first.
Oh, okay. You were thinking ahead, and then I threw a curveball at you.
My fault for sure. Yeah, so they're both doing mid.
You both had them being pretty mediocre. So did the Cardinals make the playoffs though? I would assume so.
Don't remember. Let me check real quick.
I feel like they do because you have the Panthers making it.
Yeah,
so I feel like the Cardinals
do make it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because they're 9-8.
And the Panthers are 8-9.
A Cardinals record.
Did San Francisco sneak in or no?
San Francisco did not. I don't believe.
All right.
Yeah.
So maybe just a little bit of a bumpy road for them.
Yeah, they got cut out just barely. San Francisco.
All right. I'll touch on those teams as well because those are my number 3 and 4 teams. We'll switch them around. I have the Cardinals going 7-10, and that's one of those teams where, like, on paper, I probably would have said 10-7, 11-6, But then after you pick all the games and whatnot, it's like, apparently I'm not that high in the Cardinals, and I know I'm not that high in the Cardinals, I guess. But
I like Kyler.
I don't know. I have them going 7-10. Maybe they'll win 13 games and prove me wrong. That's certainly possible. But
maybe they'll win 17.
And they're not doing that.
Why not?
That's real tough to do. Maybe, but with their number one receiver out for the first 6 games of the year,
maybe they'll win the other 11 games when they get him back.
You think they're going to go winless without DeAndre Hopkins?
Yeah, why not?
he's that important to the offense. He is pretty important to the offense. And then San Francisco, I have them going 11-6, and of course that's going to grab them a playoff spot as the 5 seed. I think Trey Lance is definitely a big upgrade over Jimmy G. It definitely could be rough early on. I think it might take him a year to really get polished, but I think that 49ers team around him is still really good.
Mm.
If you remember 2019, the Bills made the playoffs even with a not great Josh Allen at the time, and I feel like this could be a similar situation.
Yeah, for sure. And rounding it off, obviously
the defending Super Bowl champions.
I have the Rams at 15-2.
Holy cow!
I know. I didn't think. I am a little.
Talk about a title defense.
I'm a little bit stupid.
I think you're high on the Rams. I mean, they definitely could have gotten better. You could say they got better in the offseason.
Yeah,
because they lost like Von Miller and Odell Beckham, but then replaced them with Bobby Wagner and Allen Robinson.
Yeah, I think they could.
So like, that could very well be an upgrade.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think they're probably gonna go 12 wins.
Yeah,
but I don't think I could see them doing worse.
Yeah, there'd have to be some kind of like Matthew Stafford injury or something like that.
Well, even then, he still plays though.
Yeah, like if his arm fell off.
He's a monster, dude. He goes to his left arm.
Yeah. I'm pretty high on the Rams too. I've been going 13-4, so 2 less games. But
more reasonable, I think.
There's a reason they won the Super Bowl last year, and they are a very stacked roster.
Yeah, they're the second best team in the NFC right now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that's what you think because you got them just behind the Bucs. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's make our way to your favorite division with your favorite team, I guess.
Nah, chill. Stop. Don't tell me like that.
We got the NFC West and John's favorite.
East.
East.
You did say
and John's
that.
favorite, New York Giants.
Whoa, calm down. I only have them going 6-11.
Oh wow, 6 wins for New York. I got them going 5-13 or 4-13.
You're like, oh wow, 6? I had 5.
Yeah, I had them playing a whole extra game.
Dang.
Another team like Seattle, I wouldn't be surprised if this team is picking first overall or very high overall, even with Brian Daboll as their head coach. Bringing him over from Buffalo. I don't know if that's going to fix Daniel Jones. So, and I covered Daniel Jones in the last episode, talking about how I used to kind of like Daniel Jones, but I'm like, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't really know who that is. So.
He's the quarterback. You ranked him somewhere.
I did.
Probably ranked him at number 5.
Maybe I didn't rank him. Maybe that was the one I missed one.
Yeah, you did forget somebody. You might have. I don't think. No, because I remember talking about him in the last episode.
I'm gonna go watch it, guys.
But yeah, they got Saquon Barkley, who's good when healthy, but very similar to like Christian McCaffrey and all these other running backs. They're only good when they're healthy because they're hurt all the time. They got the most expensive wide receiver room in the NFL. Definitely not the best wide receiver room.
For sure, no.
Their defense is there. I I mean, 4 wins. It has 4 wins written all over it.
Yeah, all right, I believe you. All right. What's your take on the other teams?
I got the Washington Commanders
Redskins
going 7-10.
Oh, I got them 8-9.
8-9. I feel like they'll be a mediocre, solid team. Carson Wentz is Carson Wentz. You know, he'll have a good moments. He'll have his, idiotic throws. Moments. Exactly, he'll have his Carson Wentz moments. And at one point, they are kind of in playoff contention. You know, when I'm picking the games and whatnot, I think they were like 7-7 or something like that, but end up kind of choking it away at the end of the season, pretty much.
Yeah, it's because they changed their name.
Yeah, if they were the Redskins, they'd be undefeated.
No kidding. Who's next?
Next up, I got the Dallas Cowboys.
Really?
The same 7-10 record.
Hey, you got the Cowboys doing that bad?
Yeah, I mean, the Cowboys are an every other season team.
I think they won't be. I think they'll be good this season again.
And that's why I have them going undefeated.
Undefeated? No, but I have them going way higher than they should.
Huh.
If I were to do it again, I'd say they go 10 or 11 wins.
Oh, no.
But they have 15-2.
No! Oh, Dick Thunderbolt, no!
Okay. Watch them do it. Watch Dak.
What? Watch Dak run it up the middle with 17 seconds left in the game and no timeouts and then put the ball somewhere where the referees don't spot it so that wastes like 3 more seconds and they lose? Because I already watched them do that.
Don't watch that. That's one of their 2 losses of the season.
What, to the 49ers?
Sure. I don't know who they lose to.
So in the first game, Bucks Cowboys, who do you have winning?
I think I had to have Bucks win.
Okay. Who was the Bucks one loss?
The Bucks one loss. I don't remember, dude.
Oh, dang it. We'll have to check.
It was I think it might have been to the Bills.
I don't think they don't play the Bills this year.
They don't?
No. They played last year. Probably had them losing to like the Falcons or something.
Yeah. Speaking of the Falcons.
We already talked about them.
They're great.
The Falcons are awesome. So you have them. So who's your 2 seed?
My 2 seed?
If you have the Rams and the Cowboys both going 15-2.
I think the Cowboys were 2.
Really?
No, the Cowboys were 4.
What?
Wait, no, I'm stupid. The Rams were the 2 seed.
Rams are 2, so Cowboys are 3.
Yeah.
So that's some tiebreaker in there. Wow. So you think there's going to be 3 teams in the NFC with 15 or more wins?
I mean, the 4 good teams in the NFC, everyone else is mediocre or bad.
Yeah, I mean, that's about right. I would say 3 good teams, but yeah.
4.5. The Vikings are okay.
You have the Cowboys winning twice as many games as I do. And another on top of it.
I guarantee they're going to win more than you say they are, but definitely
I mean, if you
less
look
than
back,
what I say.
They made the playoffs in 21, missed it in 20. I think they missed it in 19 as well.
Oh, so then they have a double
So I guess
coming.
Maybe that means they'll make the playoffs back-to-back years.
15 wins.
Yep, 15 wins coming up. And then made it in 18, missed in 17, made it in 16, missed in 15, made it in 14. For the most part, they're in every other season team.
Not this season, though. They're going to win.
Not this season, no. So I'm assuming the Eagles are going to be second in the division. They're first for me. I have them going 10-7. Just kind of building off what they did last year, but still having the same record. But I'm pretty sure they're the best team in this division. What do you have the Eagles winning, like 4 games or something?
They're at 6-11.
Oh, zoinks!
Zinkies.
I mean, if Jalen Hurts kind of just craps the bed and gets hurts, and then Gardner Minshew comes in and goes undefeated. So
maybe I'm wrong here. I just see them as another bird team, and
just another bird. They all look the same to you.
They all do look the same. I couldn't tell them apart. They all have.
Are the Ravens like the only good bird team this year, really? Other than, of course, the Eagles for me, but
10 wins. I don't think they're going to get 10. I think
they got 10 last year, and they got better. They traded for A.J. Brown.
Maybe they'll get 10.
They also drafted, who was it, Jordan Davis? Who's a really good defensive tackle. So,
Yeah, all right, I get it. I'm stupid. Let's go to the AFC.
All right, jumping over to the opposite conference now.
Let's
Where
go
do you want to start?
AFC North, because
AFC
I want to
North.
see how low you put the Browns.
I put the Browns at 5-12.
Hey, me too.
Me too. I think they're going to be obviously without Deshaun Watson for the first 11 games of the season. You know, that's going to be kind of rough. I have them kicking a lot of field goals with Jacoby Brissett as their quarterback.
Jacoby Brissett, because
Jake Brisket. And, you know, early on, they're kind of like mediocre, I guess, you know, sitting around 500 kind of early on, but kind of just fall apart. And then Watson comes into more or less a dumpster fire. And then just, you know, I feel like there's going to be like something on his mind, or like he's not going to be fully there for some
or
reason.
something on his body.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like he's not going to be, you know, fully, you know,
Maybe a
invested in the
police
football.
Record, like an arrest warrant.
Yeah, but he's really good at football, so who cares?
That's true. Just like Ben Roethlisberger.
I could see the Browns also, you know, floating around 500, being like 5-6 or something like that when Deshaun Watson comes back, and then they just win a bunch of games and go 10-7 and make the playoffs. Like that could very well happen.
That would upset me.
I would not be a fan of that as well.
I don't think the Browns should do that.
But you know, maybe a little bit of bias against Cleveland right there. But yeah, 5-12.
Cleveland Browns. All right, I have the Ravens going. What?
What are they going?
8-9.
8-9, back-to-back years for 8-9.
Are you upset at that?
I think the Ravens are a much better team than that.
I think you're smoking crack.
I have the Ravens going 11-6.
Okay, that's 3 wins. It's not.
That's a playoff team though. That's the 7th seed in the AFC. That just shows us how strong I think the AFC is going to be this year, and I think everybody thinks the AFC is going to be strong this year. But
yeah, they're gonna be really good.
11-6 for the Baltimore Ravens. The only reason they didn't make the playoffs last year was because of injuries. Lamar Jackson got hurt. Freaking, by the time the season started, they were already on their 3rd running back in week 1 because they lost the other 2 in practice and preseason and all that.
Dang.
So, the biggest knock is probably the lack of a wide receiver on the team, and they haven't really had a big wide receiver in a long time. But then Hollywood Brown got traded to the Cardinals at the draft, so yeah, I guess they got Bateman, 2nd-year receiver there, and I could not name you any more receivers. I guess Mark Andrews, but he's a tight end. But other than those 2, I don't know who Lamar's throwing to.
Mark Andrews is really good.
Yeah. And so I have that gets the Ravens 2nd in the division for me. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers going 9-8. So kind of hanging around there. I got Mitch Trubisky starting all the way up until their bye, and then during the bye week they get Kenny Baby Hands Pickett in the game. And,
hey, baby hands.
You know, he wins some, he loses some. He's a rookie. You know, probably throws like 8 touchdowns and 10 interceptions because that's what most rookies do.
Yikes.
That's what most rookies do, though. Like, Josh Allen, I think, had like 10 touchdowns and 12 picks as a rookie. So, I think he'll be, you know, your average first-round rookie quarterback, kind of unprepared. But I think Mike Tomlin remains without a losing record still ever in Pittsburgh.
All right, so here's the thing. I don't know what I was doing.
I forgot the Steelers existed.
I have them going 0-17. No, I have them.
Okay, I thought you were serious for a second. I was like, what?
No, I have them going 12-5. I think that's a bit more shameful.
12-5. That does feel a little bit high. I could see them making some kind of a run. I think it's going to be real tough for them to do so in that conference and in that division. But I don't think that's the most absurd thing you've said yet.
Yeah, but
Enough said.
But I'm about to say something even more absurd.
Undefeated Bengals?
No, I just have them 13-4.
Oh, I have them also going 11-6. So them and I said also because of the Ravens.
Oh, they're tying the Ravens?
They both went 11-6, but the Bengals have the tiebreaker over Baltimore. So winning the division, grabbing the 3 seed. And I mean, if you look at the Bengals, they still got pretty much everybody on offense. They lost their tight end, who was a solid player, and then brought in another solid tight end in Hayden Hurst. They signed like 3 or 4 offensive linemen for Joe Burrow, so like he'll actually be protected now.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do good. I don't think they're gonna do 13-4.
If you look at their defense, I can't think of any like big departures. They still got Trey Hendrickson. Jesse Bates just reported for camp recently, so Eli Apple's still there, so that's the biggest knock because they did re-sign him.
Bummer. He was looking like toast in the Super Bowl.
Granted, who doesn't against Cooper Kupp though?
No kids.
He did it to the whole Buccaneers defense in the playoffs last year.
It was disgraceful. It was awesome.
All right, which division do you want to go to next?
I want the Jaguars.
You want the Jaguars and the South. What do you have Jacksonville doing?
Ooh, Jacksonville. They're gonna do the same what they did last year.
3-14 again?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, why not?
Because they have a good head coach.
Yeah, but
and Trevor Lawrence is in his second year, and he kind of knows what he's doing now.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do good though.
I have. See, if Jacksonville was in the NFC, they would probably be making the playoffs for me.
Nah.
They're not in the NFC though.
Correct.
They're in the AFC. I have them going 8-9 still.
Jeez.
Because I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be pretty good this year.
Screw that guy.
I think he doesn't have a bunch of great weapons around him right now. But I think we're going to start seeing the guy that everybody was hyping up throughout high school and college. I think we're going to start seeing him in the NFL now.
Maybe. I saw a video today about I think it was called like NFL Speed or something. Not like the drug, but it was about the defensive either lineman or defensive back or something. And he was like he was the fastest one in history. Maybe a defensive tackle. I don't know. But he was the fastest one in NFL history. And he's like really good at all this stuff. And he was really great in college. And then he just can't seem to make it work in the NFL because everything is like,
exactly.
Like people can read really well. Because it showed him messing up a couple plays. And then there was another guy who's like way slower than him, not as strong. And he was like making all these good plays because he knows what he's doing. So he'll like go in between defenders and then get a sack or something. So I don't think Trevor Lawrence has NFL speed yet.
I think a lot of the times you will see a quarterback, especially from like years 1 to 2, get that. Like one of the big tropes of the offseason is year 2 quarterback says the game is really slowing down for me now. But I mean, it's a trope, but it also is sometimes true, not always, but you know, we see that with a lot of quarterbacks. I think we saw that with Patrick Mahomes. We saw that with Lamar Jackson. I mean, every offseason, at least somebody's saying, and I think we're going to see that with Lawrence. I think the game's going to start slowing down for him. He's going to be able to, get that NFL speed.
He could. I don't think he will. I think he might do better than 3-14, but I guess we'll have to see. I don't think he's going to go 9-8.
Actually, I've gone 8-9. So
I don't think he's going to do that
either. My bottom dwellers in the South are going to be the Houston Texans.
Ooh.
6-11.
Let me.
Where do you got Houston at?
The Texans. Jeepers. I have them doing 8-9.
Oh, see, you're gonna get on me for putting the Jaguars at 8-9, and then you put the Texans at 8-9.
Yeah, the Texans didn't have a 3-14 record last year, though.
Yeah, they had a 4-13 record.
It was better than 3. Okay, whatever. They did 8-9 for me, and that's how that is.
That's it. Their defense. I mean, they're one of the teams in the NFL. They're not one of the worst teams, but they're definitely like not bottom half. I think they're a little bit underrated, but by that I'm not saying they're going to make a playoff run. Like they'll pull off a few upsets and whatnot. They'll win a few of the games they're supposed to win. They'll be a team in the NFL
for sure. I had their entire division except for one player doing one team. I had except for that team. Everyone did really bad. Because I had the Titans going 4-13.
Oh my goodness! Whoa! You think Derrick Henry's gonna die?
I don't know. He's gonna get hurt.
What happened to him? Probably.
I don't know.
He got hurt last year.
They always get hurt, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I don't draft them because, well, no, I don't draft them because I was 10th pick. But, you know, I don't know. I don't think they're going to go as low as I put them. Again, it's really weird doing this because then you see like, oh, I really think that.
Yeah.
Because
I have them.
I don't think they're that bad.
Yeah, I have them more like I have them 7 and 10, which it's probably where you're more at, which is still a big fall from 12 and 5.
Yeah,
because they were the 1 seed in the AFC last year. A lot of people, I think, were thinking maybe they could make a Super Bowl run. I mean, obviously, as the 1 seed, you're supposed to be one of those teams that can make a Super Bowl run.
They were the 1 seed last year?
Yep.
Dude, I'm dumb.
They were the team that sacked Joe Burrow 9 times and still lost.
That's right.
But they just feel like a team that's going to take a step back here. I mean, part of me feels like they actually do a little bit better than 7 and 10. Like, I'm right there with you. When you're picking games, like, oh, apparently I do think that. Like, I think they could make a playoff push. They could very well win this division again, but I don't think they will because I think Indianapolis is going to be pretty good.
What did you have the Colts at? I want to see what you had the Colts at.
I have the Colts going 11 and 6.
Yeah, me too.
So I think
agree on something.
We've actually agreed on a fair amount of
things.
things.
We agree on a fair amount of things.
Jonathan Taylor, year 2 running back. Actually, no, year 3 running back now. So basically, this is going to be his big year, and then the rest of his career is going to be filled with injuries, most likely, because that's typically what seems to happen with running backs. They get 2 or 3 really good years, and then they kind of just.
What if he just kills it until he's like 30?
And he'd be in the Hall of Fame, probably. But yeah, Jonathan Taylor, I think, is going to be really good behind that Colts O-line. They got their best quarterback probably since Andrew Luck with Matt Ryan. Because who else did they? Like Carson Wentz and Phillip Rivers and Jacoby Brissett to compete with there. So, I mean, Matt Ryan just has to be above average, which I would say he is. I would say it's the main reason the Falcons were even mildly competitive for the last 4 years. They had a couple 4-win seasons in there, I think, but the Falcons won 7 games last year. Believe it or not.
That's more than I have them winning, I think.
I wouldn't have thought they won 7 games last year, but they did. I think a lot of that was because they had Matt Ryan there kind of carrying them to some of those victories. And so now that he has a good team around him, I think Indianapolis is going to be pretty good.
I think Jonathan Taylor is just going to kill it again.
Do you think we're going to see our running back MVP for the first time in over a decade? Or in a decade?
That if we didn't have so many good quarterbacks,
it's going to be tough.
Because if we didn't have Josh Allen, Tom Brady, whatever the frick,
Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson.
I think maybe not Russell Wilson, but I think even without those top 4, he definitely could get the MVP.
Yeah, I mean, people were talking about him getting an MVP last year when he started going off.
He didn't even get the Offensive Player of the Year. That was Kupp.
Yeah.
Kupp, deserved it.
I think Kupp might have got 1 or 2 MVP votes. So
I think he deserved it too. He was really good.
Yeah.
Got the Triple Crown, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, for the first time in 30 years.
Which is insane, dude. Isn't it like his 3rd year or something?
No, he's been here. He's been in the league since 2017.
Really?
So it was his 5th year?
Oh, okay.
So
I'm tripping then.
Tripping. You've been tripping.
My fault. It was his 4th year. That was his 4th year.
17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That was his 5th. 2021 was his 5th season. Because he played in 17, played in 18, played in 19.
Yeah, okay.
I'm wrong.
I get it.
You are very wrong.
All right. Moving right along.
All right. I think we can go through these last 2 divisions pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We're kind of getting long on time here.
My fault.
What do you got in the West? Actually, no. We'll save the West for last because that's probably the most competitive division. What do you got in the AFC East?
Let's see.
What do you got as the bottom there?
I have the Dolphins.
Ooh, what's their record?
They're going 5-12.
Wow, really don't believe in Tua
the Flying Hawaiian.
Flying Hawaiian.
Takanawa. Yep. that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I think we touched on the Dolphins, our thoughts on them last week, but just very well could make the playoffs and very well could miss out. I have them going 8-9. So kind of similar to what they've done for the last 2 years now.
I think that's what they did last year. Yeah.
I think they were 8-9 or 9-8. Year before they were 10-6.
Just a team.
Yes, one of the better teams in the NFL. I have them pulling off a few upsets, but I also have them, you could say, getting upset in a few of those games, and so it kind of just all evens out to a record around 500.
Yeah, you said getting upset. I imagined a big old lineman in a football uniform with a big frowny face and a big tear in his eye.
Yeah,
he got upset.
Where do you got the New York Football Jets?
The New York Football Jets?
Yes.
New York Football Jets?
No, the New York Basketball Jets.
Okay. I have them 7-10.
7-10. You think Zach Wilson's got that dog and
no, I think he has 7-10.
7-10. That dog.
That
That's 7-10. I have the Jets going 5-12, so 2 games less. They definitely got the potential there. And they're a team that's kind of like the Jaguars, that if they were in the opposing conference, maybe they make a run. But they're not. I feel like they're not that great of a team in a uber competitive conference. Maybe not the most competitive division, but that conference. And I don't know. I like Zach Wilson. We'll see if he can make that year 2 jump or not. But yeah, I have him going 5-12. Where do you got those New England Patriots?
I kind of disrespected Mac Jones, but I think...
Yeah, you're not a Mac Jones fan, are you?
No, I don't like him. I got them 8-9.
8-9. I have them going 9-8.
Right
around there. I don't think they're going to be returning to the playoffs. Again, very, very competitive conference. And, screw the Patriots.
Exactly, dude. But it's not screw the Patriots. It's screw Tom Brady. Everyone hated the Patriots because of Tom Brady.
And because they won. I still just...
Because of Tom Brady.
Well, now that they're, divorced now, I dislike the Patriots more than I dislike Tom Brady.
Same here. And I don't like Mac Jones because he's on the Patriots. And also because he started his own TB or
MC10 or something.
MC10, something stupid like that.
I like that.
Was last year his rookie year?
Yep.
Freaking idiot, dude. Thought he could...
It's
like
someone doesn't like Mac Jones.
Stupid idiot. Dude.
Buffalo Bills.
Hey,
Josh Allen.
my
Bills
boys.
Mafia.
I had them as the 1 seed. I had them going 15-2.
Another 15-win team. I'm going 13-4, which also gets them the 1 seed.
I think they're gonna do really well, and I hope they get the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Chiefs could also get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But I think those are the 2 best teams in the conference.
Mm-hmm. Buffalo really, really coming together. It feels like it's been building up for, 5 years now when they first brought in Sean McDermott to be their coach, and then he goes out, drafts Josh Allen. They've been building this team for a while now, and it feels like this could be the year where everything comes together and clicks. It could have been last year.
It was a coin toss away because I think they would have had the Super Bowl if it beat the Chiefs.
Probably. So this feels like the year it might just all come together. Well, I'm love to see what we have in our playoff predictions.
Please. I hope the Cowboys go too.
All right. You don't have a Bills Cowboys Super Bowl, do you? Okay, well, we'll find out.
I don't.
We'll find out.
No.
In the AFC West, most competitive division of football, big moves happening here. Who are your bottom dwellers?
Give me a second. Actually, let me hear your bottom dwellers.
Bottom dwellers. I got the Denver Broncos at 10-7, just missing out on the playoffs.
I don't think in my head when I was doing all these, when I saw that little Broncos logo, I didn't think, that's a good team.
Yeah.
So I had them losing a lot. And that's not because of their team or anything, or their coaching, or
just
their
hate horses.
quarterback. I just didn't like the little horsey face.
I don't like their logo.
So I had them going 4-13.
Oh my!
I know. That was a lot.
They won more games with Teddy Bridgewater last year.
Okay, I prefaced it for a reason. So there it is. Okay.
You're thinking of the 2017
Broncos.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm dumb.
Go harass Dick Thunderbolt in the comments, please. Well, we put the Denver's bottom dwellers. I think there's a lot of people predicting that every team in this division makes the playoffs.
That'd be cool. That'd be the first time ever.
That'd be cool.
But no.
But I'm going to say that's not going to happen. I have the Ravens taking the spot that the Broncos, in theory, would have taken. Who do you got as your number 3 team?
My number 3 team is crazily, it's the Raiders at 11-6
Ooh,
as the number 3 team.
as the number 3 team in that.
I think they are a number 3 team in that division.
Do you have the Raiders making the playoffs then at 11-6?
I believe they do. I don't see. Yeah, they're the 7 at 11-6.
Okay, yeah. I also have the Raiders going 11-6, but as the number 2 team here, just because of how tiebreakers played out, I also have the Los Angeles Chargers going 11-6, and both those teams making the playoffs as the 6 and 5 seeds.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, because I have the Chargers going 14-3.
Oh my goodness, you have a lot of contrast. Exactly. You have a lot of really good teams and a lot of really bad teams.
Yeah, and I hope it plays out exactly as I made it. Dude, just like...
I mean, you said you were pretty confident in all your picks.
I know.
So.
And if I could, rub a genie bottle right now and have one wish, it'd be that all of these came true.
Except for that one Bears-Lions game.
No, I don't want that. I want that to be up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah. And then...
So you have the Chargers, what, 14-3 you said?
14-3.
Wow, what do you have? So where do you have Kansas City?
They have 12-5. I think that's
12-5.
I think that's how they could go.
I also have them going 12-5, and winning the division, and picking I wanted to pick another team to win this division because they've won it every year since 2016.
Yeah,
but it's like it just feels like you have all the other teams in the division with just an arms race to get all these great players to knock out Kansas City. Just for Kansas City to still win the division.
Yeah, it's like they're all racing for second place.
Exactly. With all of them racing. If there was just one team that was racing for it, if the Chargers or the Raiders or whatever went out and grabbed all those great players and, the other teams didn't, then yeah, maybe. But it almost it neutralizes itself.
Mm-hmm. They're all trying to take down Patty McHome. Wait, Patty McPat or... Pat McHomeless or something like that, whatever the frick.
Whatever you call him.
Yeah, that guy.
And so I got Kansas City getting the 2 seed at 12-5.
They are my 3 seed. Or no, they're my 5. They're my 5
yeah, because
seed.
you have the Chargers winning the division.
Good night. Yeah, so my AFC playoffs, my wild card, looks like in 7th we have the Raiders. And 6th we have...
Well, who do you have because you said you... Or I guess, yeah, you're saying who you got your seedings?
Yeah, my seedings.
Okay, yeah.
So 7th is the Raiders. 6th is the freaking... I can't remember their name. Those guys. These ones.
What, the Steelers?
That's the one. Yeah, the Steelers. Those the guys. See, I'm really good at football.
The 5 you got?
5, I got Kansas City. 4, I got the Colts. 3 is the Bengals. And 2 is my... what is it?
Chargers?
14-3 Chargers.
And then you got the Bills as your 1.
Bills is my 1 in the AFC. And then 7th, I have the Panthers. And I have 6 as Kyler Murray on the little Falcons.
Cardinals,
whatever.
the Birds.
The
They're all the
Birds.
same to you?
The Bird team. That's the only Bird team that made it. So.
Yeah.
And then I have the Vikings in 5, Green Bay in 4, which is kind of crazy that I have them in 4. I thought they'd do better, but apparently...
Well, you picked 3 teams to win 15 or 16 games.
Yeah, I'm dumb. I know.
NFC.
I didn't realize I was doing that. Until
Cowboys in 3, Rams in 2.
Cowboys in 3, Rams in 2, and my overall 1 seed for that would be the Buccaneers.
All right, I'll list off my seedings then in the AFC. Starting at 7, you got the Ravens, then Chargers, then you got the Raiders, the Colts, the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Bills also as my 1. In the NFC, I got the Saints as the 7, then the Vikings, Niners, Eagles, Packers, Rams, and then Bucks as my 1. So who do you got? Wild card weekend now. We're looking at it second Saturday of January now. I can see it. Saturday afternoon game, ESPN. It's the Raiders and the Colts.
It's the Raiders and the Chargers for me.
Oh, we got both Raiders in there at least.
Oh wait, no, the first game that's not. I'm on one, but it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Colts there. Yeah,
Chiefs, we both got the Colts. We both had them as our 4 seed. I guess we'll just you can list off all of your playoff games. That way we aren't getting confused going back and forth or confusing anybody else. So what are your playoffs looking like? Just a quick rundown of who wins, who loses.
So I had Kansas City and the
horseshoes.
The horseshoes there. I can't right now. I'm sorry. I had those two playing, and it was weird. I didn't think Kansas City would win.
Huh.
I was like, nah, not this year.
Patrick Mahomes' first
Choke.
game.
His first choke in, because he always wins a playoff game, right?
Mm-hmm.
He always wins at least one.
Thing is, his only away playoff games that he's played have both been in the Super Bowl.
This is his first away.
So this scenario would present himself with his first away non-Super Bowl playoff game.
And he's lost a Super Bowl before.
Yes.
So that was a away game. So I have him losing. And
right.
I'm okay with that.
So falling to the Colts.
Falling to the Colts, yeah. And then I have the Steelers and the Bengals playing, and I think the Bengals win because they have that O-line.
Yep.
And even without that O-line, they did so good, dude.
Yep. I mean, they dominated Pittsburgh twice last year.
Yeah, and now they have an O-line, so he's gonna have like a full minute in the pocket, and he was like
minute and a half.
He was killing it with like almost negative time in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
The pocket would literally turn around and attack him. Like they would like.
It's like the Saints offensive lineman who pushed the defender towards the quarterback.
Jeez, yeah, they're helping the opposite team. Anyway, so I have the Bengals winning.
Bengals over Steelers.
Bengals over Steelers, and then I have the Raiders losing to the Chargers, just because that seems about right.
All right.
NFC, I have the Green Bay Packers just throwing down on the Vikings. Just
checks out.
Hardcore. Just
it's like Minnesota didn't deserve to be here. There should have been only 4 playoff teams in the NFC.
Exactly. Go home. Go home. And then I have the Cardinals losing to the Cowboys because of Kyler Murray, little short little guy.
And because you kind of like the Cowboys just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah, with their 15-2. And I have the Rams winning against the guys. The Panthers. The Panthers. My brain has been shutting down slowly.
You can't remember any teams.
I know. It doesn't matter. They're losing. I don't need to remember them.
All right, who do you got in the next round?
Oh, next round. My goodness. I got to keep going. Divisional round. I had Dallas and the Rams playing, and Dallas lost to the Rams, and the Rams were just feeling it after winning that Super Bowl last year, and they were just stomping their way to a new Super Bowl.
You don't even think it's going to be close between them and between Dallas and LA?
No, it's actually
2 15-win teams.
Yeah, Dallas is going to get smacked.
That's why they have a 15-win team traveling in the divisional round. But anyway.
Yeah, and then I have the Bucks beating Green Bay because Green Bay always loses in
heartbreaking fashion.
In a heartbreaking fashion. We talk about it every time. It's the Bears Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's
who you got in the AFC?
I don't know.
Let's see. We can figure it out. So you got... So let's see. You have... So he didn't screenshot his stuff the right way. That's why we're struggling here. Yeah, the Colts. So you would have the Colts traveling to Buffalo. And it looks like you have the Bills beating them. And then you got the Chargers and the Bengals. And you have the Bengals over the Chargers.
I have Bengals over Chargers, yeah. Bengals and
Bengals Bills AFC Championship.
Bengals Bills AFC Championship, and Bills take it because I think the Bills are a better team, and I think they would have beat them last time if Mahomes didn't win that coin toss.
Yeah.
And then in the NFC, I have the Bucks slaughtering the Rams.
Oh wow, you have a lot of blowouts in the playoffs apparently.
Just murder, just like 50-0.
Cold blood.
I didn't. I didn't write down the numbers, so I just.
But it would have been 50-0.
It would have been 50-0 if I was going to write it down.
So you have a Bucks Bills Super Bowl 58.
Yeah, and I have both of the last Super Bowl teams in the final round.
Yeah,
before
we're that close to a rematch.
We were that close to a rematch, and Tom Brady said no. Tom Brady said, "Give me another one."
Yep. So he's back for the 11th time now in his career in the Super Bowl.
11th time back in the Super Bowl.
Does he get ring number 8?
He does not. I had the Bills winning.
Oh,
I had the Bills beating the Bucks, and that was it. That's all of my things. I don't know how bad they beat them, but they do beat them, and that's all that matters.
All right.
Tom Brady loses.
So now to my playoff scenario. First AFC game, got Raiders at Colts. I got Indianapolis taking that one. Then we got Chargers at Bengals. This was a really close game. I kept going back and forth. Ultimately, I give it to the Chargers. Probably in a close game, 40-30 42-38 or something like that. An instant classic between Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. And then in the last AFC game here, I have the 7-seeded Ravens over the Chiefs. So we both have Patrick Mahomes
losing in the first round
in the wild card. And then I got 49ers at Eagles. Another one I kept going back and forth on. Ended up going with Philadelphia. Got the Vikings at the Packers, just like you did. And very similarly, I think Green Bay is showing no mercy.
They're like, get out of my division.
Get out of my house. Go home. You don't belong.
The only other decent team in this division, and we will show you who is daddy.
And then you got the 8-9 Saints traveling to play the defending Super Bowl champion, LA Rams, and it's not even close.
They do their best.
Saints move on. No, I'm kidding. The Rams move on.
Shut up.
So divisional round, it's Chargers at Colts, and I have the Chargers winning that one by a certain score. I don't know. And they're going to have to travel to Buffalo to play the Bills as they defeat the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, let's go.
NFC side of things, Green Bay at LA. I really struggled with the NFC divisional rounds because I feel like the Packers, Rams, and Bucks are like the only real teams. And
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys didn't make the playoffs, though. So I have the Rams beating the Packers, moving on, looking to go back to the Super Bowl. And I have the Eagles at the Bucks. And I'm calling the upset here. I'm having Philadelphia defeat Tampa Bay.
Crazy, dude.
The team that you think is going to win 6 games.
You think Tom Brady's gonna let that just slip away?
I don't think he tries to lose games.
You don't think that if he wanted to, he would literally have 20 wins?
Honestly, a big deciding factor in that is rookie defensive lineman Jordan Davis, because the Bucs line got wrecked in the offseason. Tom Brady's kryptonite is pressure up the middle. That's what Jordan Davis would do. Am I relying too much on a rookie in a playoff game who may not even be good? Probably. But, you don't come here for the expert opinions. You come here for the right opinions. And that is it right there. So the Eagles make a surprise playoff run here to the NFC Championship. They fall to the Rams, who go to back-to-back Super Bowls now. This is what I mean by why I was torn with it, because I don't really want to pick the Rams to go back-to-back, just because that rarely happens. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to pick the Bucs because they went a couple years ago. I kind of feel like they're going to make it, but also it was like, but the Eagles had to beat them, so like they couldn't make it. And then I'm a Packers fan, so like I don't know. I feel weird picking the Packers every year because it's like that. I'm always wrong, so maybe this time I'll be wrong as well, or maybe this time I'll finally be right.
No, they do lose in the wild card probably.
So yeah, I got the Rams going to the Super Bowl to face the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Chargers. Feels like maybe a year too soon for LA, but maybe not. I mean, if the Chargers make it, we could have had an LA Bowl. That would have been pretty sick, but no.
Did they share a stadium?
Yep. That's why it would have been sick if the Chargers made it to the Super Bowl last year, because it would have been Rams-Chargers in LA.
How does that work for like practice and stuff?
They got different practice facilities and whatnot, but it technically is the Rams stadium. So like the Chargers are playing little brother there.
Chargers got the shot.
Now what I don't know is, say both those teams get the 1 seeds or whatever, and they're both hosting the championship games, the AFC and NFC championship games. I don't know what happens then. If we just get like 2 games in the same stadium, but like I don't think you can really do that, because by the time the first game ends, the second one is starting. So in that hypothetical situation, I don't know what happens.
I think they'd have to host it somewhere else.
They would have to do it somewhere else, maybe at the Chargers stadium that they played with in LA for a few years or something, or maybe at the Coliseum. I don't know, but they have to do something like that. Or same thing with the Jets and Giants, although that's not a problem we're gonna have to worry about anytime soon.
Ever. Never.
Anyway, Super Bowl 58, Bills, Rams in Arizona. Do the Rams go back to back? No, I have Buffalo winning the Super Bowl.
Hey.
Just like you do. So time for Buffalo to go 8-9, miss the playoffs completely now, after we both predicted them to be Super Bowl champions.
Please, no.
I feel like this is by far the longest episode we've done.
My goodness.
I'm about to do a time check. Actually, no, it's not by far. It's only 2 minutes longer than the one we did last week so far.
Oh my goodness.
Felt way longer than that, but
I know, because we dragged on and we sucked at this.
we did. But hopefully we'll get better at this as the season goes on. Can't wait to see this video in February and say, wow, we were dumb idiots.
And wow, I picked all those teams right.
Except for that Lions-Bears game.
The Lions, I don't know about it.
Lions with the big upset right there.
For sure.
If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like if you're on YouTube. Leave a rating on iTunes, Spotify. Leave a comment. Tell us that we're wrong. Or tell us that we're right. We picked the Bills to win the Super Bowl and you're a Bills fan and you're happy.
15-2 Cowboys. Let's go. Whoop, whoop.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Kisses. Big Thunderbolt out.